The new Condor Beak darts points, but these ones are missing. I'll explain why just now. Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. So as you can gather, I'm reviewing the Condor Beak darts points. Now these are available in Darts Corner for £9.95, and I've actually had these for a couple of weeks. They were sent to me from Trinidad Condor Darts, and they also sent this little poster which I'll show you a close-up of it just now. But there's two types, there's the smooth and the ring cut, and there's three lengths, which is 32, 38 and 42 mil, which is the full length of the point. And there's a few features on the points that I'll show you and mention, but it always amazes me how much effort the Japanese put into even something simple like a darts point, and they even package them very nicely. They kind of make simple things very elegant and beautiful to see, and they just seem to research them to the nth degree to make it as perfect as they can. And it seems like that's what they've done with these. They've went to one of the largest needle manufacturers in the world to jointly develop the points, and they're made in Japan, so you can always guarantee it's good quality if it's made in Japan. And I'll explain why I've took the ones out of that and what I've done with them, but for now let's check them out. Just let you have a look at the info on the poster first. It says joint developed with one of the three largest needle manufacturers in the world. It shows you a picture of the two versions, the ring cut and the smooth. Focused on a shape that is easy to stick and hard to fall off. Rust resistant and highly durable special alloy is used. A ring cut with a firm edge is applied. And then it says complies with the new DRA rule that will come into force starting in the 2024 season. The roughness of the surface of the point is within 15mm from the tip, which is within regulation of the new DRA rule. Dartboards are also less likely to be damaged. And on the end of the point, the bit that goes into the barrel, it's got these little fine grooves, and it says designed with a wire diameter of 2.34mm, which was tested in 0.01mm increments that fit the most number of barrels. So they must have made a few points of different sizes with just a 0.01 difference to test in various barrels. Tolerance of 0.01mm is achieved by Japanese technology. A guideline of 1mm pitch is provided for easy length alignment during barrel press fitting. It's a bit hard to read this through the screen. So that's kind of a guideline, but usually you have at least about 5mm. More often than not, it's about 6mm that you put into the barrel. But like I said, they even package them quite nicely. That's the only one that I've opened, the one that's got the points missing, but has all the info on the packaging. So they do take the time to do all these things and make it as spot on as they can. So what I'll do is I'll get each one out of the box and I'll give you a quick close-up, and then I'll try a super close look. I'm probably going to go with the I don't know, let's see, I think I'll go with the 32mm ring cut, but I'll open them all up and get one out to show you. Right, just a quick close look, then I'll show you a super close look of one of each. And that's 32, 38 and 42, and you'll be able to see the point in a bit more detail when I do the super close look. But as you can see on the end, it's got them little cuts, and in the poster they look like quite deep grooves, but they're not. They're kind of like just fine rings. So that's the smooth points, and that's the ring cut. So again, 32, 38 and 42mm. So as you can see, it's got a very triangular point there. Normally when you have your dart points, you slightly round them off, but that one's very pointy. And get back into focus. You can see there's a definite line there, which must be where the 15mm is, but all that is the tapered part of the point. And then
The rest of the rest of the point is smooth, but you've got them little 1mm spaced markings there, so 1, 2, 3, 4mm. So that's the close look at the smooth version. And again with the cut or the ring cut version, it's exactly the same style on the main part of the point, and that it's just that you've got these fairly wide ring and groove section, and it is a decent grip, that, so for people who like to have something to rest the finger on with a little bit of grip, you'll probably be happy with that. And again, it's got them little grooves, so that's the super close look at the Beak points. Right, I'll just do a quick measure before I put them in the darts, so I won't be able to get it exactly right because I'm doing this through the camera screen, but there you go, 32mm for the full length. I'm only going to just measure the smooth ones, no point in doing them all. 42mm. Yep, so exactly right. Obviously I didn't get them perfectly straight, but we'll see what they're like when they're in a set of darts. But I'm going to use these ones. Where have they gone? So I'm going to use the 32mm ring cut. Right, so I've put them in my Harrow's Predators, and the only problem is I've repointed these barrels a few times, and one of the barrels is kind of loose. I only went up to the last line just to go by the measurements that were on the point. I think it's this one, and as you can see, I think this one's been expanded a little bit too much with other points, so the other ones fit in fine, but the fact that it's got these lines just meant that I went with that. But if you look, the lines, let's see if I can get it on the camera. The lines are only about just over 4mm, but the actual hole is a lot deeper than that. I'd say it's more like about 6.5. But yeah, I don't think you're meant to put your point right to the end of the hole in any case, because I think you have to try and get them lined up. But I think around about 5mm to 6mm is probably the optimum for most, so I'll have to sort that out. But the other two are fine. It's not the problem with the points, it's just that, like I say, I've repointed these barrels a few times, so it's probably got a bit of wear and expansion. So anyway, going up to that line as shown gives you 28mm, so it's 4mm in the barrel, so that's a 32mm point. Now if I push that loose one in all the way to the end, I'm probably going to lose about another 2mm, so there you go. Right, I redone the points. I pushed them in a little bit further, so they're all in as far as they go. And what's interesting is when I actually measure the point, it's around 25mm, which is what the original Harrow's points were sticking out at. So that's 7mm inside the barrel. I'm not really sure if you're supposed to go in that far, but I think some of the barrels I've tested before, I think the shot ones go in further. I think some of them went in 8mm, but like I said before, all the brands just make different tolerances and that, so it's very hard to have a set standard. But anyway, they're all in solid now, so I can throw them at the board. Right, so you're wondering what I did with these points. Well, at this point in the video, excuse the pun, I haven't done anything yet, but I will be just now. So that's the 42mm Condor Beak, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to test them with some other points. So I've got some bog standard black coated points, And I've got some bog standard silver points, and I've got a set of the Mission Ripple points, and I've got a set of Swiss points, Target Swiss points, and I've also got a set of the Q-Soul touch points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the claim that they're rust proof, and what I'm going to do is three things. I'm going to put 1 point of each in the either wooden fence or wooden gate outside and leave it there, and I'm going to put 1 point of each in maybe a bucket of water and leave it there, and I'm going to put 1 point of each in the ground and leave it there. So I'm going to leave it for, I don't know, maybe 4 weeks, and then I'll come back and I'll see if any of them have got rusty. Right, so I've put the points in the ground there, and this is the Condor Beak, and Misty, don't be pooing on them points. And there's some in the bucket there of water, and don't be drinking all the water, Misty, because that's from the experiment. I'll top that up, but it's probably going to be raining in any case. And these ones are in my fence, painted green by the way, so I just need to hammer this one in, which is a bit awkward because I'm holding the camera. But so that's all the points in there. I'll put it in a little bit harder. So that's going to be a little experiment, see if they get rusty. What do you think of that, Misty? Come here, Misty. Yeah! Where's Rocky? Eh? Where is he? Oh, get your nose out. Misty, your nose is huge. Yeah! Oh, don't attack me. What are you attacking me for? Ah, Misty!
Well, I'm just going to have a few throws, just basically so I can talk about the points. I'm not really going to learn a great deal from the darts hitting the board, so it's just for the sake of doing it, I guess. But that's the first time I've thrown at the blade 6 with them on, and that one and that one has gone really close to the nose of the barrel, and that one's gone on about the second ring cut. I've been thrown on the Target S-bar, which is in my loft area, and as you know, the S-bar is quite a firm board, and the points he had on before, they were a little bit on the blunt side as well, but the S-bar is a bit battered now, so some of the times the darts are not penetrating it properly and falling on the floor and what have you. But so far, I maybe have had two and a half hours or so with these on that board, and not had one problem with them sticking or falling out. But like I say, it's a really sharp needle nose point, and normally when you get like a normal point, if you get it like sharpened down to a fine like needle, sometimes when the point hits the wires, it will bend and create like a hook, so that's what you call like a hook nose, and then you have to use your little sharpener to like smooth it off. But normally they tell you not to have like a needle sharp point, they tell you to have it slightly rounded, and I think the idea, I don't know if it's from when they had the round wire boards, but I think it's so that when it hits the wire it slips off either side. But when you've got a point like that and it hits the wire, it may dig into the wire, but with modern boards being like very thin wires, I'm not sure if that still applies now. But like I say, I must have hit the wire sometimes when I've been thrown at the S-bar, and they still look perfect. So maybe they are a very, very durable point.
but obviously it remains to be seen. But they're certainly sinking on that blade 6. This is my first throws today, so I'm surprised I didn't even hit any trebles. But the grip area for your finger, that's not a bad level of grip, that actually. Keeping my finger in the right spot, so. And I think Condor said they're coming out with some more points with different like cuts, so there'll be different rings and what have you. Well, I'm not really sure there's any worth of carrying on throwing, because like I say, it's something that I'll have to report back on. But like I said, they still look as if they're perfectly sharp, the points, so I suppose that's a good thing. But I'll have to play with them longer to see what happens, and also in about 4 weeks or so I'll check on what I've done outside in the garden and see whether any of the points have got rusty, and if they have, I'll report back. But that's basically it for now, so that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy darting.